In this video, we will discuss the technical aspects of formulating hypotheses, such as directional and non-directional, one-tailed and two-tailed, as well as null and alternative hypotheses. We already learned the general form of a correlational hypothesis, which is there is a relationship between variable x and variable y. Now you may ask, instead of there is a relationship between two variables, can I state my hypothesis as variable x impacts variable y? That's an important question, and to answer it, you need to understand the difference between directional and non-directional hypothesis. I will simplify these concepts and add them to a cheat sheet that I will provide later to you. Directional and non-directional hypothesis. When you simply state there is a relationship or correlation between two variables, you state a non-directional hypothesis. You also can state a directional or causal hypothesis. Of course, if the design of the study allows you to do it, or you have a theoretical support to formulate the hypothesis in that way. In this case, your hypothesis will be like H1, variable x has an effect, impact, or influence on variable y. Or you can state your hypothesis as H1, variable x predicts, causes, impacts, influences on variable y. This means that you are not only predicting a relationship between two variables, but you are also hypothesizing that variable x causes changes in variable y. This indicates an effect or impact. By the way, some researchers believe that you should not use cross-sectional data to test a cause and effect hypothesis. It means if you collect all data at the same time, you can't draw any cause and effect conclusion. On the other hand, some argues that as long as you have a theory that supports causal effects, you can use cross-sectional data to test cause and effect hypothesis. Anyway, to be on the safe side, if it's a cross-sectional study, state a non-directional hypothesis and claim that you are testing a relationship or correlation instead of, for example, an effect, impact, or influence. As an example for directional hypothesis, see the hypothesis we stated in our paper published in International Journal of Emerging Markets. The first hypothesis is H1, gender predicts financial inclusion in low-income economies. This means we hypothesize that gender causes financial inclusion. Now you may ask, instead of there is a relationship between variable x and variable y, can I state my hypothesis as there is a positive or there is a negative relationship between variable x and variable y? Or instead of variable x impacts variable y, can I state my hypothesis as variable x has a positive or negative impact on variable y? This is an important concept and it's about one-tailed and two-tailed hypothesis. One-tailed and two-tailed hypothesis. In a two-tailed hypothesis, you don't specify the direction of the relationship. So a two-tailed hypothesis predicts that there is a relationship between two variables without specifying whether the relationship is positive or negative. For example, H1, organizational support is related to job satisfaction. This is a two-tailed hypothesis as it doesn't show whether this relationship is positive or it's negative. To convert this hypothesis to a one-tailed hypothesis, you can state, for example, H1, organizational support is positively related to job satisfaction. This means you specify that organizational support and job satisfaction move together. In other words, they increase or decrease together. Or maybe you want to state the hypothesis as H1, organizational support is negatively related to job satisfaction. This means you predict that organizational support and job satisfaction move against each other. So if one increases, the other one will decrease and vice versa. An example for one-tailed directional hypothesis can be the hypothesis we stated in our paper published in Tourism and Hospitality Research. For example, the second hypothesis in our paper is H2A. International travel experience exerts significant negative impact on tourists' risk perception. These hypotheses not only predicts a causal effect, it specifies the direction of the change, which is a negative impact. The choice between a one-tailed and two-tailed hypothesis or test has some implications for the level of significance and the power of your statistical test. A one-tailed test is typically more powerful than a two-tailed test for the same level of significance. But it also increases the risk of type 1 error, means rejecting the null hypothesis. In contrast, a two-tailed hypothesis is less powerful than a one-tailed test, but it also reduces the risk of a type 1 error. By the way, researchers have different opinions around stating directional and non-directional and one-tailed and two-tailed hypotheses. To reduce the risk of being criticized or receiving comments on these issues, I suggest you go for a two-tailed non-directional hypothesis, especially if your research is a cross-sectional study. To be able to address any comments from your reviewers regarding your hypothesis, you need to also understand the concepts of alternative and null hypothesis. Once we cover this topic, I will provide my cheat sheet for writing hypothesis. This cheat sheet summarizes everything we discussed in this video and also provide additional information if you are interested to know more about stating hypothesis. Alternative and null hypothesis. This looks a bit technical, but I will simplify it for you. The form of a hypothesis that we state as there is a relationship between variable x and variable y, or there is an effect or impact of variable x on variable y, is known as alternative hypothesis. This is the form that we have discussed so far, and it is the format that you should state in your research paper. However, when you test your hypothesis using statistical methods, the software or the statistical methods are actually testing the null hypothesis form of your hypothesis. So in the background, the null hypothesis states there is no significant relationship between variable x and variable y, or the null hypothesis can be there is no effect or there is no impact in the relationship between variable x and variable y. So statistical methods can test the null hypothesis, and if they reject it, these automatically support the alternative hypothesis. In other words, if based on the data that we have, we reject the null hypothesis as there is no relationship between variable x and variable y, it automatically supports the alternative hypothesis, which is the main aim of your research.